Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the 9th episode of the Morning Chisme. I am so happy to have you guys here, either listening or watching on YouTube or Spotify. Sister, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good now. You're so crusty. I can't even look at you. So fun fact. Well, that's a fun fact, but as sisters do, we got into a little tiff before our podcast because we get snippy sometimes.
You more than me.
Okay, but you're also very communicative with your words.
I am.
In a mean way sometimes.
I don't think I was being mean. I think I was being stern.
Yeah, but it was just a little too much. And I was being too emotional about it. It's fair.
Do you think that you're just a really emotional person?
Yes. Hello, I'm a Sag.
No, I think it's because you're a Scorpio moon.
Okay, I'm a Scorpio moon. That's
you
why.
are. But so am I.
I also have anxiety. I think that's yeah.
But you're do you feel like sometimes you're too sensitive to situations?
I feel like I can be. I feel like sometimes I have to talk about something over and over and over again because
I'm a repeater.
I don't want to I don't know how to get past things very quickly.
Oh, I do the same thing.
And I need to see every point of view and every angle of how you were wrong.
But I showed you all the angles why I was right.
It was technically no one was wrong. We were just fighting about two different things.
It was like a sister fight.
Yeah. It was just petty.
It literally lasted what?
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Yeah. And then we moved past it. But
I was still mad. She came back in the room and I'm like,
I'm actually mad.
I'm actually still mad about the situation, but it's because I want you to know.
Yeah.
I'm very honest that way.
Yeah, I will say, I will rather somebody tell me they're mad than have me wondering, oh my God.
I will never have you wondering. I will tell you. Also, I wear my emotions on my face.
Yeah. I can tell when you're mad.
Yeah. Or annoyed or
Yeah. Yes, you wear everything on your face, and so do I. So it's also hard,
Yeah.
If you were mad, I would know immediately.
Yeah.
So,
but we're over it.
Yeah, we're over it. So, yeah. I mean, we're definitely not perfect. Don't claim to be.
But sisters would understand.
Yeah. Sister fights. It's one of those random fights that you just have and you start laughing immediately after it's over and you're oh my God, that was
literally started laughing immediately after.
But I will say I still think you're crusty.
So do I.
You think you're crusty too?
No, I think you're crusty too.
Well, what's a choice?
Is it a choice to be crusty?
You know what this is giving our little fight? It's giving the presidential campaign, the presidential debate. Oh my God.
Have you seen people compare that to Step Brothers?
Yes. It was very interesting to watch, and of course, I'm not saying for anyone to ignore the real very much issues that they're talking about, but it was just so wild to see.
The thing is, a lot of people felt the presidential debate was wild. That's another thing. Usually it's, whenever we feel about certain things, okay, maybe other people saw it in a different way. Everybody is this presidential debate was scary. It was,
yeah.
Why are these our two only options? I literally went out with my friend on Thursday and we went to have dinner and then we went to have a drink, and the bouncer, the person letting people in was watching the presidential debate, and he literally looks at us and is I cannot believe that these are our only two options. So I feel a lot of people feel this way.
Yeah, I think a lot of people usually, like you said, it's kind of a divided opinion when it comes to what people thought of the presidential debate. People were oh, so-and-so did great, so-and-so did great. I generally thought it was a mess, and I feel everybody also shared that thought.
Yeah.
Because it really was a mess. They're asking one question and then they're arguing about their golf skills. When Trump was I won 2 golf tournaments, not even senior. Why are you having this? Why is this relevant? Why is this relevant to the conversation?
Yeah.
You guys are throwing little petty digs at each other.
Yeah.
Y'all are having a sibling fight over the country. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
It is. It just is.
Crazy times, dude.
Yeah, crazy
we'll
times.
We'll just have to see how. That was our little political
segment of the
podcast.
Yes. Let's go ahead and get started with the topics of the day.
Yes.
Chisme. The chisme. After we had our little tiff, we're good now.
Yeah.
We're ready for the tea.
Yeah, we're fine. Are we? Just kidding.
I don't know. Are you mad at me, sister?
No. I'm not mad. I let it go.
Okay.
You're the one who can't
let it go.
Dude, I remember when that movie came out, that's all I would sing for like, and I was a grown-up.
You're like 16, 17?
I don't know, how old is that movie?
So, now that we're talking about Let It Go, I heard a rumor. This is definitely like a rumor. I don't know if this is true. But apparently Frozen came out because there was like a theory that Walt Disney was like frozen. I don't know if that's true.
Oh, yeah.
And so they wanted to manipulate the searches so they would go to the movie and not the theory. Do you ever think about those crazy theories?
I've heard that before, that he's not dead. He's frozen somewhere.
Well, I mean, he would be dead if he was frozen.
No, but it's like...
they're preserving him?
Yeah, something like that. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, I heard that too. But... That's crazy. Do you ever think about those like crazy conspiracy theories and you're like, oh shit? Like the one that I'm not conspiracy theories, but like just generally like wild things. You know, the one that keeps me up at night sometimes is the Malaysia 370 flight.
Oh my gosh. And then they came out with that whole Netflix documentary with no like conclusion. Why?
I know. I was like,
drop that? Like,
yes, that is like one of the wildest things that I always think about. Like when planes go missing, how?
Yeah.
Like a massive, I was going to say vehicle, but it's like an air vehicle. Yeah. Or like an air, like planes are big as fuck.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you're like looking at it like from far away. You're like, oh, okay, it's not that, it's huge. Like a wheel fell off of a plane and it hit a car. And I, for some reason, thought that the wheel is not going to be that big. That hoe is huge. Yeah. And especially when you're going from country to country, the planes are bigger.
Yeah. So like the 353, like the seats.
Oh, yeah. And so this plane, the Malaysia 370, I think that's the number of the plane. It was an international flight. So it was like, it had to be a big ass bitch. So I'm like thinking like, where could it be?
Yeah.
How have you not found a trace of this plane?
Yeah.
Like, how does a plane go missing?
Now I'm going to stay up all night.
I know.
I had finally put that to rest. Thank you.
Dude, you know what's another thing that I kind of think about sometimes when I'm like about to go to bed? I know this is going to get dark. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Death.
Oh, I think about death often.
Death scares me so much, and I like hate to admit it.
I don't fear death anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good. But I would love if you had a little fear. Please don't.
No, it's not even like that. Like, am I scared of dying and like being like it being sooner than it needs to be? Yes. But for the longest time, I would overthink what happens after death. And I couldn't sleep. Like, it was driving me insane. And it wasn't until like recently, like literally probably from like 13 to 29, because it happened on 2020. I was like, you know what? If it happens, it happens. And
yeah. So I'm going to get really vulnerable just because we're in this topic. So I have a massive fear, and I think you know what it is. Driving has, I think I like genuinely have built such a fear around driving.
You do.
And I literally never really talk about it because like I feel like it's not as bad as until I say it out loud. Like, let me break it down to you. And this is the first time I'm openly sharing this. So I think I've told you, but not really too much into detail. I am so scared of driving. I have to do the drive in my mind. Like, if I'm going from here to Austin, I have to sit on my desk and I have to drive in my brain the whole drive, the 2 hours and 36 minutes in my mind before I can get on the road. Dang. And I have to envision myself getting there safely. And I genuinely am like, this is like to the point where now I'm just like, I don't even like to drive. Like, I really, if I didn't have to go anywhere and I didn't have to drive, I won't do it. Like, I don't like driving on the highway. I am very scared of like, people just drive so fast and I'm like, you guys are playing fast and loose with your life and mine. And I don't like it. And I genuinely thought I was the only person. Like, I was like, this is an original thought. Until I went into Reddit and I'm like, there's like a whole fucking section of people who are terrified of driving who have like rehabilitated their abilities to like not be scared. And my goal this year, if not this year, but next year, is to start like being confident again with driving because I have gotten really scared. Like,
that's crazy.
That's why when you go somewhere and you go farther than 25 minutes, I'm like, I need you to let me know when you get home safely because I need to know that you did not get into a car accident because I feel like that's just like the scariest thing in the world, like to me. And I put that above kidnapping. Like that's how scary it is to me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not. Like, getting in a car accident, like, it could be nothing, but it could be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a vulnerable moment for me.
Dang.
Yeah.
How do you feel about, like, Chris driving and stuff?
So when we started dating really early on, we went on a trip to Mexico and we shared each other's locations. So he knows how I feel. But he'll just, like, share his location and, like...
Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying. But do you get scared of his driving?
No, I feel really safe. So there's only certain people that I will feel safe in the car with.
Not me.
No, after this past time, I was able to relax.
That's
if
good.
I'm able to unclench in your passenger seat, I will deem you quality. Like, I'm dead serious. There's only, like, 5 people. Like, Dad, you. I don't really drive with Paula, our younger sister, Chris, Spencer, and Anna. That's it. And maybe Adal sometimes. But that's literally it. And everyone
Not
else...
Mom.
No, because Mom and I think my fears stem from Mom, because Mom is also terrified of the highway.
Yeah. That's so crazy.
Yes.
I skirt everywhere.
No.
Like,
I'm like
80.
No. I don't.
I'm just
I
kidding.
think that people are just really the ability to be... Well, yeah, but, like, still be careful. The ability to be reckless is very terrifying to me.
I'm not reckless.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, if people are reckless,
Yeah.
like, I can't be friends with someone who's reckless. Does that make sense?
Oh, poor you. Esteban's pretty reckless.
Your husband?
Yes.
Yes, but, like, in all aspects
I
of
think
life,
he's more adventurous.
yeah, there's a difference. Like, when someone is super, super reckless with their life, like, they don't care about certain things, like, it's hard for me to be friends with that type of person, because, like, I really need you to not... I really need you to live. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, when...
It's because you care so much.
Yeah, and, like, when people would... Like, I've had situations... Sorry, we're going on a tangent here. This isn't even tea. Like, in one situation in college where, like, I begged one of my really good friends, like, please don't drink and drive. I took her keys. Like, I literally ran away. She came back. She got her keys from me. And she drove home, and nothing happened. So she kind of, like, proved her point, like, nothing was going to happen. Like, that is so scary to me, because, like, what if it did?
Yeah.
You know? And I don't want it to, because, like, obviously I'm so happy that you're home safe. But, like, when people, like, recklessly drink and drive, like, it's so scary to me.
Yeah.
And
You just definitely probably need to just
relax.
Like, genuinely work on just getting to, like, a calmer state, because I know it can take a lot out of you.
Yeah,
it can be very consuming.
Oh no, for sure. When I was in therapy for a while, in these past few years, honestly, like, the pandemic, if I'm being real, scared the shit out of me. Like, I think it was, like, subconsciously, like, on the front of it all, like, I was, like, aware that we were going through something really scary with the pandemic, but, like, I was like, okay, if I don't ever leave my house, then I can't get COVID. I can't get into a car accident. I can't get kidnapped. All these, like, scary thoughts were like, okay, well, I'll just stay home.
Yeah.
And, like, it's just, like, kind of embedded in me now. And since I work from home, it's just, like, made it worse.
Yeah. You just need to get out there a little bit.
Yeah. And I think that now, because I currently live with my boyfriend, like, and my parents live 10 minutes away, and you live 10 minutes away. And obviously, I love my friends, don't get me wrong. Like, I feel like I'm okay. Like, I can be home all the time.
Yeah. You're, like, in your safe bubble.
Yeah. I'm in my recluse era. Like, going out and getting wild and all that stuff is just, like, not really fun for me anymore.
Yeah.
But I need to work on that.
Yeah. We can help you.
But yeah. Anyways, on to lighter news. I feel like today's podcast is we're sharing a little more.
Very deep.
Yes.
It's okay. Why not?
Yeah, I feel like
People
it's also
need
fair.
to get to know us.
I also feel like we should start sharing a little more about our personal lives, just because people, like, can either relate or just, like, understand.
Yeah.
And all my friends who are listening are probably going to be like, yeah, we know. Like, they know. They know about my fear. Like, my friends when my roommates, like, shout out to them, the greatest people on earth. Like, I would never drive. They would always drive me places when I lived in Austin. And honestly, shout out to Anna. Like, anywhere we went, she knew, like, I just couldn't. Like, it was just too much anxiety for me. And they never made me feel bad about it.
I feel like I get anxiety about other things, but driving is not one of them.
Really?
Yeah. I think that I'm the oldest, so it was like...
You were dipped into life first, so you kind of had to, like...
Yeah, I feel like driving is not one of them for me. I don't know what gives me... And then death was, like...
Yeah.
Anxiety would give me a lot of anxiety, but then I became okay with death.
Okay.
Which I know it like sounds dark,
but it's also peaceful to be able to calm those thoughts.
For the longest time, I felt like, you know, I would just sit at night with my like what happens after death thoughts, and I started reading about like this book called Many Lives, Many Matters, where this person has like multiple lifetimes. So my beliefs are a little bit different.
Yeah,
I feel like, and I think that there's multiple lifetimes in this.
And that's honestly like to each their own. I mean, I don't know what I feel yet. I haven't really thought about it that far. But I feel like that's a fair thought. And whatever brings you peace is what you should hold on to. Yeah. You know? But yeah. Yeah. Anyways.
Starts crying.
Oh my God. Imagine this turns into a therapy session. We should, honestly, if you're a therapist or someone who is like a life coach and would ever be interested in coming on the podcast, like that would be such a great guest to have, because I would love to pick someone's brain on like, like thoughts about that kind of stuff. Cause like I do feel like I'm such anxiously ridden as a person, and obviously I wouldn't use it as a therapy session, just like
one of the books that I read, because I'm a reader, so if you guys ever have recommendations on books, please let me know. It was called, I believe, The Life of a Fong Moy, and like it talks about how like basically things get passed on from your mom's side, and like anxiety can be one of them. Like it can be passed on from like our grandmother and stuff like that, and it's pretty crazy. Because sometimes you don't know what your anxiety stems off from, but it might be, and I don't know if everybody believes these things, and if you don't, that's okay too, but it could be that you may not have like an anxiety of your own, but it was probably passed down from generations.
Yeah, no, I believe that. I mean, me and mom are very the same when it comes to this kind of stuff. Like, we're both very anxious people. But I do think that sometimes with anxiety, at least for me, I've turned my anxiety into like allowing myself to be successful in my career, because I feel like failure is not an option, because then that's when I'm at my most anxious. Yeah. So I have to be good at the things I'm doing. Yeah. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the stories, because we went on to a little tangent, but it's still Malaysia Flight 370. That's a scary documentary. If you haven't watched it, like this whole thing is very wild. Yeah, it was very wild. It's been a while, like what, 2 years since they released it? Yeah, they released it in, I think, in like 2022. I thought that they were gonna give us some sort of answers. I know, me too. But the fact that people were still like, apparently, okay, I could be wrong, but they opened it back up. Oh, they did? Yes. I hope they find answers, because that is a lifetime to live without answers. Is so scary. I'd rather know than live in the unknown. Of course. Like when people are like, I live in like ignorance is bliss. I don't believe that. I need to know. I need to not ignore it. There's no part of me that can ignore it. When I feel like, or like, you know, when someone's like, I'll tell you later, I need to know right now. Yeah. Like, let me know right now. Like, I prefer us to communicate, because if not, then I'm going to sit there and overthink. Yeah. For by the like time 20 we talk, days. Everything I thought of, like, it has to land on one of those by then, you know? And it's like, something's so chill, and it's like, dang, my head went to like the darkest places. Yeah. Yeah. I hate when people tell me that. Like, if you know me as a friend, you know not to do that. Like, don't hold me like that, dude. Yeah. But I feel like at our big ages, like, if it had to do with drama, I'm like, okay, there's like, what drama would there even be? That's true. Anyways, well, this past week, so we had our last podcast episode, and we're talking about Raul Alejandro. And you know us, we love him. Raul Alejandro, if you're listening to this, the small, tiny Imagine. He's a chismosa. We love you. Huge fans of your music. Huge fans. Such a talented artist. Raul Alejandro is literally, in my opinion, since like Trap Kick Volume 1, his EP, just an icon. I know, you love him. I love him. I went to see him in concert in Austin in 2021. Fun fact, I wouldn't do it now, okay, but I did then. I actually put my face, I printed a picture. Also, I did not know that he had a girlfriend, or if he was with someone. I thought he was single. I printed a picture with my Instagram handle in the back and put it on a bra, and I threw it on stage. And he caught it. And he blew me a kiss, and I almost died. It was just, and like literally the venue was really small. I remember. There was not a lot of people there, but it was such a moment. I was just over the moon. Would I do it again? No, but like, It was such a moment.
But like I already did it. So
my $33 bra from Target.
Dang. Bras are expensive.
Dude, yes. Yes.
Like, damn.
Especially when you have bigger boobs. Like,
I know. Are they like the bigger the cup, the fatter the price?
yes, literally. I'm such a believer as like a plus size girly. Like, why is one, plus size clothing so fugly? And two, why is plus size clothing more expensive?
Yeah.
Like, literally just make the cute clothes bigger and make it the same price. Like, it's so hard to find clothes as a plus size person. Like, especially when you're, like, a lot of the plus size models, and I love the representation, they're usually like hourglass figure. Yeah. So I'm like, damn, bitch, none of us have the snatched waist.
Yeah.
But yeah, I threw my bra on stage at the Raul Alejandro concert. That was a moment. And also last week we posted a clip because we were saying, Maria was sharing
how I had a dream about Raul Alejandro. And first of all of you guys that commented and said me as fuck, like, I felt so seen because I wasn't gonna, like, sometimes I get scared of sharing things and then people are gonna be like, because I did see one comment, some guy was like, Raul Alejandro fans are so weird, like, why are you dreaming about him? And I'm like, do you think that I was like, tonight I will dream about Raul Alejandro being my boyfriend, and then I'm gonna wake up missing him? Like, this is an inception, okay? Like, I can't control my dreams, okay? And so the video went viral on our TikTok, and Raul Alejandro saw it and he commented.
Yes, and then he reposted it.
So I'm hoping that he like watched the video and he thought it was really funny.
Yeah, I hope so. Because we're like, what if he thought it was fucking weird?
Yeah. We started overthinking about it. But no, he has to have thought it was funny.
No, I think so. Just because he reposted it. Like, I was like, okay, like, he's a fan. He's a chismosa. I can imagine him just, like, going to the Spotify page, following. I'm just kidding.
Right.
Imagine.
Like, a listen. He's like, what they say about me. But yeah, I hope that we just, like, made him laugh a little. Yeah. That he reposted it. I thought that was really cool that he reposted it.
I agree. I'm also really excited for his album that's coming out this summer. I feel like it's just going to be fire. Raul Alejandro never fails to make good fucking music.
That's very true.
And I feel like, obviously, the Grammys are always very competitive. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. And Mañana Será Bonito won Album of the Year for Best Latin Album. But it was just such a toss-up between the candidates. Like,
I think that Latin artists are just putting out some of the best works. Like, some of their best work nowadays.
Yes, 100%.
Like, Karol G, Fade.
Oh my God, Fade. Oh, love
Raul
him.
Alejandro. I just think that they're doing some of their best work. And I love it because, you're competing with some good albums, some amazing albums.
Yeah, honestly, top 3 albums ever in the reggaeton genre, probably. Okay, this is hard. I love Mañana Será Bonito. I love Viceversa, Raul Alejandro's album, and then Yo Hago Lo Que Me Da La Gana. Those are my 3. What about you?
I would have to say the same.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Será Bonito.
twins.
Yeah.
Mañana Será Bonito, I feel like it changed my life.
I know.
It was so encouraging.
Yeah, it was. And sometimes we need that type of music.
Yeah.
When we can't just, like, be talking about, like, eating ass. Sometimes I need to know tomorrow's going to be okay.
Yeah, no, that's fair. But sometimes I also need to listen to someone talking about eating ass. Like, yes,
the moods. Like, you have your,
it's a mix.
Mañana Será Bonito mood and, like,
eating ass mood.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I need both in my life. Like, I need both versions of the perreo. You know what I'm saying?
Soft perreo and, like, hardcore perreo. Yeah.
Yeah. When I first heard Zafaera, Bad Bunny's song, when he was like, Si tu novio no te mama el culo. And, like, of course, I know people, like, sing about eating ass, but I was like, when
not in Spanish. Like, I felt like in Spanish. I don't know.
They do.
No. I know, but for some reason, Zafaera, like, just, like, hit harder. Like, it was more of, like, a... Intense.
Yeah. Like eating ass.
Yeah, like...
You know what's crazy, though? I will say this till the day is dark. Yo Hago Lo Que Me Da La Gana did not get the experience in the clubs that it deserved. Like we did not get that because obviously
2020.
Yeah, it was the pandemic. Lots of things were happening, of course, you know, very dark times.
Yeah.
But I just needed its moment.
You know what's so crazy though, that like once, you know, it opened up, they were playing Zafaera because everybody was like, we can't wait to listen to this song when everything opens up. But I think, you know, it got us through a lot of dark times.
Yes.
During 2020. 2020 was dark.
It was very dark. Yo hago lo que me da la gana. I truly believe, and this is a very dramatic statement, and I understand that not everyone may understand it, but I truly believe it saved me because the level of just like depression we were all going through that year was so dark. There was so many unknowns. We were literally just going through life not knowing what was next. And that album kept me going. I don't know. I listened to it every single day from beginning to end, and I would just listen to it and listen to it and listen to it, and I was like, wow, Bad Bunny saved my life. And I know that's corny. But when I went to El Último Tour del Mundo in Houston with you, when we sat second row and the security guard let us go to the front, it just felt so like, I was like, wow, like the artist
like
whose
we
album,
made it.
Whose album kind of saved me in 2020. Like I'm literally physically seeing him. He's feet away from me. This is crazy. It was such a great experience. Honestly, one of the best. We had so much fun. That was insane. And the tickets were not that bad either.
They weren't.
They were like $400 each.
Yeah.
And we were right there. Bad Bunny was like feet away from us.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
It was crazy.
And ever since, we've been able to like kind of go to concerts together and enjoy that period of life.
What was the
World's Hottest Tour?
Yes, World Hottest Tour. I was gonna say Un Verano Sin Ti. That's probably actually one of my favorite albums too.
Yeah.
Un Verano Sin Ti just was
masterpiece.
It
really is, and it makes me so sad because in the list of albums that deserve to win Album of the Year, I just felt it in my soul. And maybe I'm biased because Bad Bunny is one of my favorite artists. Like it really was down to Renaissance and Un Verano Sin Ti for me. Like I really thought it was going to be Harry Styles. Yeah, and it was
I like some of his songs.
Yeah, I mean he's very talented.
What's the Watermelon song in the album that won?
I don't know. I don't listen to Harry like that. I just know that As It Was.
Well, yeah, the Watermelon Sugar High.
Something.
He's talented.
Oh, yeah. No, Harry Styles is super talented.
Yeah.
I think the list of...
I just think that, like, once again, at least for me, I don't listen to a lot of music in English. I like music in Spanish. To me, something about music in Spanish just...
Hits different.
Makes me feel more emotions. I don't know. It just does something for me.
And that's totally fair. I think that we all have our like selections of what we think is amazing. I will say though that year I was like, I just was waiting whenever Trevor Noah, because you know like the person that announced was like the super fan. The super fan for Bad Bunny was like next to Harry Styles super fan. So I was just like, oh my God, he's gonna win. And then he didn't. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, Un Verano Sin Ti was just so good.
Really. And anything Bad Bunny and Jay Cortez, anything they touch, masterpiece. Like, No Me Conoce, like the remix version, bitch. The way that song in 2018 when it came out, I was like, oh my God, like, yes. Vibes. And I mean, are we ever going to get a collaboration between J Balvin and Bad Bunny? Probably not, but them together, like all three of them making that song together was just like so good.
But they had an album together at one point.
Yeah, but I feel like, in my opinion, my nosy self, I don't think that they're like vibing.
Cool. Yeah, they're not vibing. Which is so crazy because I've said this before and I will say it again. J Balvin, I don't know, because you say J Balvin, so
Is it J Balvin or J Balvin?
It's J Balvin.
Because people are like, oh, J Balvin. And I'm like, but it's J Balvin, no?
I don't know. J Balvin, he was on the top.
Yeah.
And then Bad Bunny came, they had the collaboration. But I always felt like somehow, like, I don't know much of what happened with him, but then he just like
fell off.
And he got canceled, right?
I can't remember what he did, but yes, I believe so.
And it was really tough because he was one of my favorite artists. And I remember listening to his Colores album. His Colores album was so beautiful. Rojo, Azul were my favorite songs. Like, it just was such a good album. And then he recently performed at Coachella, maybe?
Yes.
And then he performed Rojo at Coachella, and I was like, man, like, I would love for him to have a comeback, but I need to also know, like, all the things that he did to get canceled, because I also don't want to support someone if he did, like, a lot of bad things. But I also would want to hear him make more music again, because he was very talented.
Yeah, no, he's super talented. Another one that I'm just like, I feel like he had a really big moment at one point, and then it kind of like fell. Yes, dude, Ozuna.
I was Ozuna's like biggest fan. I was in love with that man.
I know.
I wanted to date that man. Okay, like I loved him.
I know, you were his biggest fan. The reason I started listening to him was because you loved him so much. You always talked about him.
I know.
I was like, this little turd. He's like 5 feet, but so talented. So
He's 5 feet?
He's like 5'3".
No.
God, I gotta look it up. Hold on.
5'3"?
Yes, Osuna's really short. Is he not?
I thought he was like 5'5".
Osuna, okay, but like that's also really short. He's 5'5". Okay, but I thought he was 5'3". 5'3" and 5'5" are not that different.
That's crazy. When I think of artists, like last week we were talking about artists and their height. For some reason, I see them all as like 6 feet and up.
That's because you're 4'11".
Okay, yes. But like when I think of Karol G, I just think that she would be so much taller than me, and like I just think of like all these people.
I mean, 4 inches isn't small amount of.
I understand that, but like for some reason, I just see them so much taller.
Yeah, I feel like Karol G looks like she's 5'8", but she's like tiny.
Yeah, but they also probably wear a lot of heels.
I also think it's because every time we see her, she's above us.
Yes,
so it's like
I was gonna say the same thing.
So yeah, I think it's also because like we're witnessing her in like a stage, so it's like we're not seeing her like eye to eye.
Yeah.
But Ozuna really is like I feel like his 2016 era. Oh my god.
But then all that thing happened where they thought that like.
Oh my god, I forgot about that
until we started bringing it up,
you
and then I couldn't
unlocked a memory. So this is a very loose rumor, okay?
Loose
allegedly. Rumor. I also don't know all the details, but I've seen it on TikTok.
Yeah,
where
it's because sometimes like when it comes on TikTok, I'm a big empath, so like I just like get too involved and then I feel too much. That's why I try to like not watch some things, because then it becomes part of me. Like, and I know that's like really dramatic to say, but like then I feel everything.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Continue, sorry.
So apparently, allegedly, now I feel like I don't know the story correctly, but it's like Ozuna, there's people are saying that he had someone killed. Yeah. And then that he was having an affair with him, because Ozuna's married. But it also came out a few years ago, not even like a year ago, that he was having a full-on affair with another woman. So like him having an affair is like not a far-fetched theory. Yeah. It's just the murder part.
Yeah. The murder part, I was like, and then I could never listen to him the same. Yeah. Dude, like I just like, I listen to his songs sometimes if they come on like my Dale Play thing on Apple Music, that's where I listen to all my...
Not Apple Music.
Yes, my latest and greatest.
No, that's fair. Yeah, I just, obviously we don't know the facts and stuff like correctly, but that is scary. And yeah, I always like think about that. I'm like, oh shit. Like every time I'm like, oh, Ozuna really was like that guy. Yeah. I'm always like, oh wait, then there's that, you know? Yeah. But I really wasn't a huge fan only because you listened to him. Yeah. But you know, I just like Bad Bunny has like been my like go-to. Yeah. So, and Raul Alejandro, love him.
I know you've loved Raul Alejandro from like day one.
Yes, dude. Raul Alejandro, Al Mismo Tiempo, Trap Cake Volume 1. That is my song.
And now he commented on
our TikTok. And we're basically best friends.
We're besties. We're hanging out next week.
He's coming on the pod.
Imagine.
That would be amazing.
I would die, because I just, you know, it is a little embarrassing now knowing that he
knows you dream about him.
I had a dream about him. But like with all that, you know, aside, Raul Alejandro is such an amazing artist. I think he is so talented. I love his music, and I just hope that I made him laugh with my TikTok.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure he was tickled pink. No, I mean like Raul Alejandro is just one, super talented, and like, let's be real, super sexy. Yeah. So like though I'm sure there's girls in his DMs just like fucking, I don't know, either sending nudes, sending messages.
You think so? Yes,
nudes? Of course. Like, people on reality TV get nudes. You don't think that Raul Alejandro's getting nudes?
True,
I'm sure.
True.
Yes, dude.
No nudes for me.
No, not from you.
No,
just dreams.
But just the dreams.
Yeah,
and like in my dream, we literally were just like holding hands. And walking around town. We were in Paris. Bitch, I've never been to Paris.
Well, now you have. Without Alejandro.
Exactly. Maybe in another lifetime.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
Or maybe in this lifetime.
Who knows?
I'm just kidding, Esteban. It's just a joke. I'm just kidding.
Or maybe we can be friends and we could go see him.
Yeah, maybe he'll become our friend.
Yeah. He's probably like, those bitches are funny. Let's be besties.
Or he could be like, those bitches are weird. And you know, honestly, fair.
But to all the girlies that commented same on the video, I was dying reading the comments because everybody was like, this girl was like, I've had the same dream but about Peso Pluma. And I commented back saying, remember that time
you had a dream that you cut his hair? Like, what the fuck?
I had a dream that
Wait, tell me.
I had a dream, you know, like the thing that the guys use,
the barbers,
like
the razors,
the razors, or like the
blades,
not the like the thing that they used to do the fade on the head, the razor, whatever.
I don't fucking know.
Well, you know how like Peso Pluma has bangs, or he had bangs. In the dream, I was like cutting the bangs like this. I was like making sure his bangs were okay.
I'm sorry, but he looks so much better now. His hair before was just not.
But like in my dream, he was just telling me, he's like, go a little shorter. And
why were you a barber? Dude, I always have a dream that I'm at school naked. I hate this dream. I'm like, one, I have that I forgot something and I can't graduate. And I wake up like I literally have my diploma.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fine.
Dreams are funny. You know, not a lot of people dream.
What do you mean?
Yeah. A lot of people don't dream.
That's weird.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
They just, it's blank, like a blank space.
Wow.
I dream every night.
I don't dream every single night, but most nights.
I thought that dreaming every night was a normal for everybody, and apparently it's not.
So you're just like one of those selected specials?
I guess. But, you know, this is more spiritual. I think that, like, I kind of, like, try to fix things in my life in my dreams.
Okay.
Yeah. I talked to Steph about this.
Okay.
It's more
Maybe
of my...
Steph can come on the podcast.
Yeah.
Steph, if you're listening, girl, come on the pod.
Yeah.
We need your thoughts.
Yeah, especially because Steph is, like, really in tune with spirituality and stuff, and I think that would be, like, really interesting to have.
No, I agree.
I've learned a lot from her.
I think spirituality is so interesting, but I just, like, don't understand majority of the time. So it would be nice to, like, kind of see that point of view. Dreams are wild, though. Like, when I have, like, the same nightmare a lot of the times, and people say that's, like, how you die. So that's really scary because it's me flying off of the highway into an ocean. So I'm like, damn,
well, you
bitch.
probably would be able to make it.
Why?
You're flying into water.
Do you know how?
Oh yeah, the
like
water,
how the fuck are you gonna?
You have to get one of those things that cracks the windows. You gotta be ready.
I genuinely.
What water would you drive into in Houston? It is dry as hell over here.
I don't know. And also, why am I driving on a bridge? Where is there a bridge? And why am I driving at all? I don't even drive. You know what's crazy though? When you have dreams and like it feels like it could be life. Like I had a dream the other day and I was waking up in my dream, but I wasn't waking up in life. So when I woke up, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Or when you can't wake up from your dream.
I know.
Oh, that scares me.
Those are the worst. That happens to me often. And I think that like someone's coming into my apartment and then I'm like, but then like I kind of know and I'm like, you need to wake up. And so then I'm trying to force myself from within to wake up, but I can't wake up.
Yeah.
And
those
I
are
start
scary.
slapping myself in the face within the dream, but like I'm not waking up. And I'm like, I gotta go. Like, this is too much. Like, I cannot be starting my day off like this.
Yes. Yes. Or whenever someone's next to you and they're having a bad nightmare. Like, there's been instances, and not to put him on blast, love you, Chris, so much if you're listening. Chris had like a 3-day span where he had the same, or not the same nightmare, but he had a nightmare every night. And he was waking up like, or not waking up, but he was like scared in his dream. So he was like talking, and it was so scary. Like, I was like, me and Luna were like, yo, like, we need you to wake up. And he could not wake up. I was like, Chris, dude, wake up. It was scaring me. I was like, no.
Yeah.
Like, paranormal activity is just like not for me.
Yeah.
Like, when people, like, if we're being real, okay, I have zero surviving skills of any kind of, like, if I was like stranded, if I was like kidnapped, like, it really is done for me. Like, I don't have the ability to survive. Like, I don't have survival skills like that. Like, I don't like to run, you know. I am a little chunkier. Like, it just,
I would have to be, I know this sounds really stupid, but like I would have to be in like a workout outfit. Like, you know what I mean? Because I'm not running in jeans. Like, I will give up, and I will tell you to like leave me behind. But like, if I'm in a workout outfit with a sports bra because I'm like heavier on the top, like, I could do it. I could definitely survive.
yeah.
But I like, so like, I would have to be ready though. I would be like, wait, like the world is ending. Hold on, let me change.
Yeah, no, I just, like, if something were to happen, like, I saw someone say, like, if I was stranding on an island and I could have to figure out, like, with the surroundings of things that are with me there, like nature, I don't even know where to start. Like, how do you make a fire out of nothing? Like, 2 sticks? Is that really true? Or is that, like, just a myth?
You know what? Parents should have put us in Girl Scouts.
Yes, dude. Like, I watched this video. I always watch the videos on TikTok where people are like, how do you get out of a knot? And I'm like, wait, is this like normal knowledge that people have? Like, what is the knowledge? Like, you know, people don't talk about things that they don't know because they don't want to be embarrassed.
Yeah.
I'm putting it out there. What is something I should know in life to survive? Please leave down in the comments.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to make it.
Yeah. So you don't think you could make it?
I don't think that I don't know. I'm very resourceful in the moment, though. Like, I can learn anything, but I don't know a lot before going into.
Honestly, though, like, I feel like you would go in a full panic.
Oh, I panic.
And, like, we wouldn't want to travel with you. So it's like, bye, sister.
I would definitely shit my pants, for sure. Like,
multiple times.
Yes, like, in the situation.
I don't know why I'm saying anything. I'd probably shit my pants, too.
I do think that being disgusting could be a way to get out of something. Like, I do.
What do you mean?
Like, if I were in the process of being abducted, I would violently throw up because I do think that could put you in a position of being released. Please think about it.
I don't think so.
Why not?
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh, but like, I just have seen you violently throw up before, and I was just imagining that.
I do think that could put you in a position to be able to have a few seconds to go.
If you started throwing up on them?
Or like I shit my pants. Like, why would they want to carry me now? You know?
Yeah, I guess.
But that is just like, and I'm not trying to be insensitive to people who have been kidnapped. That's not what I'm trying to do. I genuinely believe I don't have any survival skills. Like, if I were, like, I always think about like the getting, like, people who go on Survivor, like, how? Or Naked and Afraid?
They really
There's
don't
a show. I'm pretty sure it's like leaves you somewhere naked and you have to survive.
No, I could not survive naked. I would probably literally just
give up,
end it right then and there. I hate being naked.
Yeah,
like I'm very I get very overstimulated by the way that like
your cheeks feel. Because I can't sleep without underwear. Like, I really can't because I'm terrified of a spider crawling inside of me. Is that what you mean? Is that what you mean, sister?
Oh my god, I'm crying.
Oh my god, the vena is in full effect. Your vein is out, sister.
Oh my god, I blacked out. Oh my god.
Is that what you meant by that?
Well, I guess, but
No,
also like I just like I would feel like overstimulated about just like being naked. I can't be naked. Like I can't sleep without underwear. Like
no, I cannot.
I need to. I can't even sleep in just underwear. I need to sleep in shorts.
Because, so long story short, one time when I lived in Austin with my roommate Anna, you always listen to the pod, girl. You know this story. The fire alarm went off in the middle of the night, and we thought there was a fire. Anna comes in my room. She's like, "Get dressed." The fire alarm was going off. Why would there be a fire drill in the middle of the night, right?
Yeah.
She has her cat. I'm putting on random ass clothes. Like in my mind, waking up to a moment of only seconds of having time to figure out what to wear made me so scared that now I have to sleep with an outfit next to my bed that I can wear in case of emergency, because that's just like, one, a fire drill is terrifying in the middle of the night. Two, when you wake up and you're at that moment of days, like seconds after you're awake, you don't have time to think like, hey, what am I supposed to be doing? And I don't want to be like outside naked. So like now I have to have a pair of clothes next to my bed at all times. Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah, no. What was your point though? Can you try?
That I just like get over, like I can't be naked. Like if something overstimulates me when I'm naked, but also clothes overstimulate me. There's no winning with me. Like when clothes like I can only wear certain fabrics, because if not, then I like certain clothes like sit a certain way. And I had to look this up because I didn't know if it was normal. And on TikTok, there's other people that are like me, so.
Why'd you say it like
because
that? No, I don't think that a lot of us have original thoughts.
Yeah,
like,
I like to be seen.
Yeah, no, I get that. When I had my whole like terrifying of being in car accidents and cars in general, I thought I was alone in that, and then I looked it up and I was like, oh my god, there's like a whole world of people that like on the GPS, like I will put like avoid highways and tolls. Yeah, and someone was like, I do that too.
That's
and I was
crazy.
Like, I thought that was just me.
That's
so
crazy.
See, we're both seen.
Oh my god, that was so funny. I blacked out my forehead vein. I have an intense forehead vein. Yeah,
you do. It looks like a little snake.
It could supply like a lot of people.
A small country.
I know, it's so huge.
I'm kidding.
It's huge.
Yeah, it is huge.
Yeah, it is huge.
Have you named it? Gertrude.
Gertrude the vein? No, it has to be with a V. Vanessa. Vanessa the vein.
Dude, fun fact. Okay, and this might not hit the right audience, but it was just a joke, okay? A few years ago, I went to Olive Garden, and this is when I was like at my biggest, okay? I was like a little heavier. I was actually a lot heavier than I am now, 40 pounds. And I just like made a joke because I could tell that like it was time to like start figuring shit out. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get a tapeworm.
Oh my gosh.
And I like Googled it. And we were sitting at literally the dinner table. We were all talking about my tapeworm and how like she was there with us. Like, and like it was like it just like went on and on because like my friends never stop here. We like take it here, right?
Yeah.
And we had said that her name was Gertrude.
Gertrude the tapeworm.
Yeah.
That sounds like the name of a tapeworm.
Yeah. She was quite beautiful.
I love that for
in
her.
my brain. But anyways, when talking about TikToks, this week we had the Brooke Schofield moment where she exposed her ex-boyfriend, Clinton Kane, famous singer, who lied to her about his father, his brother, and his mother being passed away, and lied about being Australian and lied about his age during the time that they were dating. And he also cheated on her multiple times. The stories that she was sharing with us, like the series, it was like, Who the Fuck Did I Marry? Brooke's version. Yeah. And it all came because he told her that she wouldn't stop yapping. And she was like, you know what? I'll show you a yapper. And she fucking, I love when women do that.
Yeah, like she was like, okay, you want to call me a yapper? Like, let's yap.
You'll see one.
You thought I was yapping before? Like, this is me now. And the story was wild. And I personally did not. I knew who Brooke was because of the Canceled podcast. Is that what their name? And I had seen their TikToks here and there, but I don't really listen to them. I know that she's friends with Tana, but I never knew about Brooke and Clinton Kane. Like, I never knew about them together until this. And I'm just like, what the, like, looks aside, because that's also very questionable, and like I know that looks
are subjective.
Yeah. Personally, she's like a whole ass 20 and he's like a -4, but that's beside the point. the fact that this man is not canceled yet after lying about the death of his family
is crazy.
So weird to me. And then for him to think that people were just gonna forget that, and the fact that he's playing that he's Australian and he's not, like,
what?
I don't understand. Like, I feel like that is like grounds to be canceled for good.
Yeah, and then the fact that he, like, when he put out a statement, he was like, his rep, obviously it wasn't him, but it was through his rep. It was like, the stories are untrue. Brooke's just doing this for attention. Like, be for real. Like, come on.
Oh, yeah, it said that it was only attention for their podcast.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure their podcast had attention already.
Yes, and also, like, I don't think that Brooke is chasing clout when it comes to Clinton Kane, because I knew Brooke before I knew Clinton Kane. Yeah. And a lot of people never heard of Clinton Kane until now.
Yeah, they literally were like, I followed, like, the tag of Clinton Kane on TikTok, and Brooke, what were you thinking? Like, people didn't even know what this man looked like.
When I looked him up, dude, and look, yo sé, I know that not everybody, like, likes the same kind of people. And some people like medium ugly people. I was shocked.
Yeah.
I was like...
I was
and then when I saw him shake, he's like,
yeah, what the fuck was that?
Like, he, like, does it when he listens to his songs. He, like, gets into it, and he, like, does, like, this shake thing.
He's, like, his biggest fan, which, good for you. You should be your own biggest fan, but, like, it was scary. He was like,
like, yeah, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, oh my God. And then people started to point out, and, like, these are mean takes. I do understand that, but I am going to share them with you guys. Like, that his mouth is crusty as fuck.
It's a little crusty.
It's not a little crusty. Like, if dehydration was a person, it would be Clinton Kane. Like,
oh my God.
Yes, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Yesterday I texted my sister, and because I was like, okay, like, my lips were, like, kind of dry, and I was like, I'm giving Clinton Kane. I was like, I'm giving Clinton
Dude,
Kane.
it's bad, but, like,
he's crazy for that.
No, like, looks aside, crustiness aside, dehydration aside, why are you gonna lie about that? Like, lie where you're from, lie about the accent. Like, how many YouTube videos did you watch to try to get the accent right? Like,
and he didn't. Like, it's clearly not an accent. Like, I watched him and I was like, because apparently, so they were dating. He did the Zach Sang show, which is like a YouTube video. Like, he's a very famous YouTuber who interviews celebrities and singers and stuff.
And they're friends, right?
Yeah, and they're friends. He went on Zach Sang's show and he talked about the passing of his mother, his brother, and his dad all in one year. And they were talking about the funeral and how it had to happen over Zoom because obviously the pandemic. And he was like, it's just like such an elaborate lie that you're saying out loud. And then people in the comment section were like, his mom, I saw her last week. She's alive.
So
like,
crazy.
That's crazy.
And what's sad is, like, his poor mom.
Yeah, apparently they're estranged, but, like, still, like,
wild. Just say that you're estranged rather than, like...
Apparently, according to his rep, it was like a mother-like figure. Okay, that's insane to lie about.
I think that he's just trying to get out of it because he got caught and he didn't think that Brooke was going to talk.
Of course,
which I'm glad that Brooke did.
I mean, I've been listening to Canceled for some time, not like actively, but she's talked about it before because I was like in shock that no one else knew about it. I was like, Clinton Kane is crazy. I remember I sent y'all a voice note and I was like, this is crazy. And also for her to say, she was like, I was unmedicated. Like, I was clearly like not okay. And you know what? Like, we've all been there. We've all made mistakes.
Yeah, we've all made mistakes.
But like, you know, it was crazy to watch the story time. I'm like, in the fact
and
that
I feel like she didn't even go into that deep of detail, and I feel like she could give us more if she wanted to, and of course that's her decision to make. But there was like something she said where she was like, oh my God, the fact that took me forever. I have no upper body skills. Anyways, upper body strength, not skills.
Could you do a push-up?
No, I don't think so. Why, you're gonna record me?
No, I was just curious.
Probably like a girl push-up.
Me too.
Anyways, there's like so much more that she could put out there. There was something that she said that she was like, I'm not even gonna go into detail about like
the cheating of it all.
cheating, and I'm like, please, Brooke, go into detail. Like, what do you mean?
Yes.
The fact that this man had options.
I'm
sorry, that's really mean.
No,
but
it's
like,
okay. he's not ugly on the outside or the inside. No, he's not pretty on the inside or the outside.
Yeah.
Like, he's very ugly.
Yeah.
And, like, he is crusty. Like, we need to be honest about that.
Yeah. And to me, I can't get over the lying. Like, that is like,
yeah,
it's weird to say like, oh, I got there at 7:15 and not 7:30. Like, that's a little lie. But to lie about your family's death, that's a whole another level of lie where, like, you should be canceled. Like, you should. Did his friend know the truth?
Zach Sang?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if he's going to give his thoughts, but, like, the podcast or the YouTube videos are still up. So I'm assuming Zach now knows, obviously. Like, he's probably, like, not friends with him because, like, what the fuck possessed you?
I would literally stop being friends with someone if they, like...
That's a wild lie.
Like,
and
imagine someone coming to our podcast and saying all those things, and then we find out that those are not true. And, like, those are deep things. Those are things that...
people have connected to his music.
Yeah, and other people probably have lost multiple family members in a year. And for you to lie about that hurts. Like, losing a family member hurts. And you're taking that and making, like, a mockery out of it.
Yeah.
Like, it's disgusting.
Yeah. Well, now people are saying, or I've seen this a few times in the comment section, that, like, do you know who Alex Warren and Cover are? They're the two people that had a wedding and then that influencer vlogged it or whatever. So Alex Warren, his parents actually passed away when he was really young, and he does make music and stuff like that. People are saying, like, what if he just, like, took his story? He's not Australian or anything, but, like, people are saying that maybe he, like, mimicked his experience. I don't know if that's kind of far-fetched, but I was like, that could be, like, it could be
something. That's still crazy, though.
Yeah. And it does bring me to my next point, though. I do want to know your thoughts, like, on that whole situation. So Cover and Alex Warren, very famous, popular TikTokers, influencers, had a wedding this past weekend, and there was an unplugged wedding. Lila Gibney, who's a very famous yet a slightly controversial influencer, attended the wedding, and she vlogged it and posted it soon after. How would you feel?
I would cut that person out of my life.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I had an unplugged wedding ceremony. People still use their phones. I literally see it in my wedding pictures. It's a little frustrating because I asked to not have your phone out. The only phone that we were allowed to have was the phone that my mom had, and she was FaceTiming our family in Chile because they couldn't come to the wedding.
Yeah.
And we don't have family here, for those of you guys that know. It's just me, Kathy, our sister Paula, and then our parents. And so I would probably, like, flip shit. Now, there were people that, like, took videos in the wedding and took, like, pictures of our first dance and tagged us. And, like, I was okay with that because, you know, no, they didn't tag me till the next day after I had already posted something. So, but people did take pictures of themselves at our wedding. To vlog an entire wedding because you know that those people are famous and it could get you clout and views is really hurtful. This is a special moment for someone, and you took that and made it your special moment. I just feel like one day you're gonna get married. I don't know if she wants to get married, but if she were to want to get married, would you want those people doing that to you? And I think that's it's very ugly. And we can learn how to put our phones down in a wedding. Like, come on. Like,
yeah. And I think that it also, she has no benefit of the doubt because people already see her as a very controversial person. Like, she says and does a lot of really shitty things. So no one was like, oh, she did it and she didn't know. Like, she very much knew. And
has she posted out a statement or anything?
She made an apology video where she was like, I drove all this time. Like, clearly I wasn't doing it to just vlog and, like, make a mistake. Like, the apology was giving nothing. And she also didn't take down the YouTube video or the TikTok where she had like a mini clip of the YouTube video, like, till a few days after. So I'm like, you didn't care. Like, you saw the backlash and you kept it up because you wanted people to go and give you the little view that you wanted. Like,
oh my god,
it's just like, it's
dude,
such,
that's so.
If your friend asks you for something so simple on their wedding day, why the fuck would you just not do it?
I remember that I was, and I'm no one, so like, I was upset. So I can even imagine these people that probably want to put their content out there, want to put their wedding content, like, show the people their special moment, their followers who are, like, you know,
interested in their life.
Yeah, interested in their life, to, like, have someone else. I don't know. I would probably never speak to that person again, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and then lastly, like, photographer and videographer. Like, they paid all this money to have like the first view be those things, you know.
She posted the first view.
No, she posted like the first video of like you saw the wedding aisle, all this shit, and I'm like, you are so. And she posted a picture of herself on the wedding aisle. Like, why the fuck would you do that? Like, you're so dumb. Like, it's so stupid.
Stop.
Dead ass, dude.
Oh my gosh. Well, as someone who's gotten married, I think that I would cut.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they're probably never gonna fuck with her again.
And you know, when I go to weddings, like, even if I take a picture with the bride and groom,
I always ask.
I hold off unless I ask them, like, is it okay if I post this picture? Or I will not. Like, I'm not gonna be the first person to show how beautiful you looked that day. I would love to. Like, I'm so happy to be here and I'm so grateful to be part of your beautiful day, but I will not be that person. Yeah, I will not. I will post, like, for my friend Floor's wedding, we went to Puerto Vallarta for her wedding. I just posted a little card that she gave us, and it wasn't even like what she was currently wearing that day. It was something that like courthouse pictures kind of thing. Yeah. That's what I posted the day of. And then whenever she had posted her stuff and when I had spoken to her, and same thing with Annalie. I'm not gonna, I asked her. Annalie is Kathy's best friend and she got married earlier this year too. And I said, hey, can I post this? Cause I'm not, let's have a little bit more of like
decorum
when it comes to certain things. Like,
yeah. I feel like people feel really entitled to your big day. And, like, I do understand that there is, like, a flip side to it. Like, some brides are fucking insane. But, like, this isn't that big of a deal. Yeah. Like, read the room.
Yeah.
And, honestly, I'm sure they regret inviting her by now, you know?
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, and she's getting ripped apart online.
But it's because I feel like at this point, like, how did you not know that they wanted to be the... that they wanted to be the first people to post their wedding content. Like, how did you, especially if the wedding was unplugged? Like, when I tell you that at least for our ceremony, the rest of the party was not unplugged. But my ceremony, I had a sign that said, no phones, please. You get what I'm saying? Like, if they had an unplugged wedding, what are you doing vlogging it?
Yeah, it's very weird.
That makes no sense.
Very weird. Strange. And I feel like wedding culture kind of like there is like a lot of nuances to it and like a lot of things that people are doing now that I'm just like, okay, on both sides, the bride and then like also like the friends. But on to the next news. Danielle from Summer House is no longer going to be on the show for the next season, and I am here for it.
But it said as a full-time cast member. Is she going to make little appearances here and there?
Yeah, I'm sure she will. And she also Danielle made it sound like she is going to be, she's the one that made the choice to not come back. Bitch, be for real. Like, I don't believe that for 1 second. I'm sure she was fired.
You think so?
Yes, Danielle is so crusty. I cannot stand her. She's so annoying.
She irritates the fuck out of me.
She is seeking male validation in every corner that she's in, and she's just cruel. Like,
there's a rumor that her and Carl.
Oh yeah,
is that true?
I would not be surprised because Danielle and Carl dated first.
They did?
Mm-hmm. But like years and years and years ago. It was probably not the right thing for Lindsay to do to date Carl. No, that was also probably not great. But like Danielle would 100% do this to Lindsay. 100%.
Oh my God.
Danielle would go and date Carl behind Lindsay's back after they broke off their engagement. I literally made this prediction on my TikTok a month ago. If this comes out and it's true, I would not be shocked. Danielle is that girl. Like the way she was like coddling Kyle when he was fighting with Amanda, but like couldn't understand why Gabby was upset. Like this bitch doesn't get it. She does not get it.
There's something about her that irritates the fuck out of me, and I don't know what it is. Like she is annoying, but there's something that irritates me so much about her, which is probably like really mean to say because there's nothing that I can actually like pinpoint.
I know what it is.
You know, what is it?
So when things are happening and she's in the middle of doing something wrong to someone, it could have been worse. Like in her eyes, she's like, I didn't kill anyone, so why are you mad?
I hate people that think that way.
It's weird.
Think that it's like, yeah, you didn't kill anyone, but you said this on the last week's podcast, there's other ways to hurt people too.
Yeah, that's a big jump.
Yeah, that's a huge jump. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I love Summer House now, so like I'm excited to not see her there anymore.
Yeah,
I did see that Paige posted a picture, and in her picture she posted the caption
ciao,
and people were like, what does this mean?
She's in Italy, so I'm sure I don't know if that's like current or if it's old.
Oh, okay. People were just posting that. Yeah.
It could be old, but if it was new, I wouldn't be shocked because Paige doesn't like Danielle, and Danielle isn't even a thought to Paige, if we're being honest. Like, Paige is like worlds above Danielle, and I'm not trying to be like mean because I am Danielle's biggest hater. Like, I literally will say it till the day I die. Like, if Danielle has no haters, then I am dead.
Yeah.
You know, because I cannot fucking stand her. But I don't know. I don't know if she would be that petty. Danielle's just like an acquired taste, and it's not my cup of tea, and I don't think it's majority. It's like every time I make a video about Danielle being just like kind of a loser as a person, people agree. So maybe we're all wrong, maybe we're not.
Yeah.
But I wonder what capacity she's going to be on the show, because
probably like
a friend.
How like Andrea was on the show.
I love Andrea. Andrea is what people think West is.
And he's not.
And he's not. I will say Wes was attractive to me at first, and then he started acting like a little red flag. Like, when men are gorgeous looking, not that I'm saying he's gorgeous because let's not take it that far, and they act wild, I'm like, you're ugly immediately.
Yeah.
Like, to the average person, Kyle is probably attractive. I don't think he's attractive.
I don't think he's attractive.
But I'm sure he's attractive to people. But, like, because he acts like such a child, I'm like, he's fugly.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I also think that Jesse's adorable. I think he's cute.
I think that's what I was gonna say. I think Jesse's the most attractive one out of
because I feel like he's like
besides Andrea.
He also like owns the fact that he's a fuckboy, and I'm not saying being a fuckboy is a good thing, but like at least he knows who he is and doesn't portray
just, like,
something else.
Be honest about it. I think that that's the thing with me. It's like, if you're gonna do something, don't try to sugarcoat you doing that something. Just be honest about it.
No, for sure. I agree. I also, this past week, I don't know if it started this past week or last week, but the DCC Netflix documentary, I need your thoughts.
I used to watch the show.
Me too.
Like, was it Making the Team or something like that?
Yes.
And so I wasn't like extremely shocked about the way that these people were treating the girls, like the way
Judy and
Kelly, and okay. Them not paying them is wild to me. You have so much money.
Jerry Jones is a billionaire. The fact
billionaire.
that Charlotte was like, it's their passion. Ma'am, people are not going to pay their bills with passion for cheerleading.
Exactly. Like, please wake the fuck up. Like, you don't have like $1 million to spare. I'm sure you do. Like,
yeah. And the revenue they bring in as well.
Exactly. Like, these girls probably make so much money for them. Like, I mean, I'm sorry, I don't follow football a lot, but the Cowboys don't do that well. And like, it is what it is. Like, last year they did pretty okay. They got out in the first round of the whatever.
The Super Bowl?
The Super Bowl. It's not the Super Bowl, it's the playoffs. There you go.
Oh, okay.
But past years, they were not doing that great. Mm-hmm. And I think that, and maybe because I don't know a lot about football, but I think that I can, like, say this. I think that the girls probably bring in more than the guys do, because at one point the football wasn't there.
Yeah, no, of course. I think that the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders elevate, and I know that the men are going to be angry in the comment section about this comment, but like, they elevate the Cowboys. Like,
yeah, they do.
They do. Like,
they do.
Let's be honest. Like, the Cowboys are not that great, and I don't watch sports that much to know that. Like,
But you don't have to watch it to know. Exactly.
Like, so everyone that's listening and you're a Cowboys fan, like, I'm not trying to take a dig. I'm just trying to prove a point. Like, the girls deserve...
My husband's a Cowboys fan. So.
Oh, okay. Well, Esteban, then I'm sorry. But, like, the girls...
No, but, like, he also knows that, like, the team hasn't been doing that well. Like,
yeah.
You know? Like,
it's just, like, everybody knows. And also in, like, the NFL world of, like, the cheerleaders and the performers, like, everybody knows that being a DCC is, like, an honor. Yeah. So that honor should come with a payment.
With a good payment.
Exactly. I was expecting 6 figures at least. And not in the lows either. Like, I was thinking they were making like 200, 300,000.
They were making
a Chick-fil-A worker's salary.
Yeah.
So that's what, like $11 an hour?
I don't know. I don't know how nice Chick-fil-A is.
I'm assuming in Texas, okay, the minimum wage is $7.25. I'm assuming a Chick-fil-A worker
is like 12,
13.
Let's multiply.
12 times 40 is,
let's see,
$600. Am I off? Am I even close?
12 times 40 is 480.
Oh my God.
Times 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Right? $1,920.
So that's what they're making.
Yeah, no, thank you. No, they deserve better. I mean, that the traumatization that goes with making the team.
Yes.
I better be getting paid with, therapist sessions as well, because that shit was wild.
Yeah.
Victoria.
Oh my God.
She deserves better. She deserves better. I'm so glad that she's not coming back. I feel like they were like, oh, I didn't even know that you wanted to be in a leadership position. And I'm over here like, she literally said it in one of the episodes. Like,
I think the wildest part of that last episode of the DCC documentary was the fact that they were telling her, like, if you come back, there's a chance you're going to get cut, and it's a big chance. But they weren't saying it like that. And then they were like, her stamina. Like, just say what you're actually thinking. You think she's either too skinny or too fat. Like, that they're trying to make these, like, roundabout ways of trying to bash them. But it's like they're putting these insecurities into them already. Like, you're calling them fat. You're calling them, she's a work in progress. Like, we need to work on her on this. Like, we need, like, the uniform doesn't look good on her because she has a long belly button to, I guess, short ratio. Like, it was wild to see. Like, I could not find a single imperfection in any of these women when I was looking. And obviously, I'm not a professional coach, but, like, damn. And this was the watered down version of what the show really is.
Yeah, it was. And I just felt so bad for Victoria. I felt like the girls, they, like, I don't know if because obviously we only get to see a little bit, right? I don't know if she got casted out or, like, she did something for them to feel this way about her. But, like, I literally wanted to go through the screen and just hug her and say, like, it's gonna be. I was crying, dude. I hate when people are mean to other people. Like, fuck.
Yeah. And it's also crazy because they felt that comfortable being like that in front of a camera. Like, when she went over to Kelsey and somebody else and they were talking, and then they walked away from her as she was, like, about to engage in the conversation.
I know.
And then Victoria said, if I could go an entire practice and not say hi to someone, I know no one else would try to say hi to me. Like, my heart was literally breaking for her. I was like, fuck, that is so wild. Like, Judy and Kelly at the end very much implied, like, you should not be trying out again because there's a chance you're not going to make it. Like, they didn't give her any kind of confidence.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really cruel. The way they cut that other girl too, and after they dyed her hair, I was
Kelly.
like, it was giving Tyra Banks 2006.
Yeah.
Like, it was giving a weird, manipulative, I don't know, like, giving her, like, an inch and taking back a mile. Like,
yeah.
It was weird. Like,
and then cutting that other girl, the girl, because she was short.
Oh my God.
I felt personally attacked, and my 4'11", not that I could ever be that skinny, and not that I want to. Like, they look, all of them. I hope, like, all of them know that they are so beautiful the way they are, and they look amazing the way they are, and them just picking at, like, long belly buttons, short belly buttons. Oh, you're a little bit
stocky,
heavier
you're this,
here.
you're that.
Like, oh, I can see you have bigger boobs. Like, it's so crazy. And I hope that, like, if you have a problem with height,
why not make it a requirement?
Have a height requirement.
Yeah. And apparently, so Ari, the girl that got cut in the very last scene of the DCC documentary, she had been through this entire process before, and she got cut last time. So the fact that Charlotte Jones came in on the last day and was like, you know what, we're going to cut her because she's short. And, like, you could tell that Kelly did not want to cut her.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was like, why is this crusty bitch giving an opinion?
Yeah.
Like, Charlotte Jones, I'm sorry, I know that's probably rude because people probably respect her, but she was a bitch for the way that she was talking.
Yeah.
Like, these football players are making millions and millions and millions of dollars a game, and you can't pay your cheerleaders a livable wage in Dallas? Like, come on now.
Yeah.
It was just, it's also, like, I'm sure her PR team is scrambling because it was embarrassing for her to admit that out loud.
Yeah.
Or maybe they just don't care because
they have that much money.
Yeah, and power.
Yeah, that's true.
It was an intense documentary. It was really sad to still see. Like,
and you cheered.
Yeah, I mean, not long, but
No, but you did tumble.
yeah, I did do gymnastics and all that kind of stuff. But I do think, like, of course, like, you want people to be fit and, like, want to, like, be able to do everything that you're asking of them. But I just think, like, the nitpicking was just, like, intense.
My body image issues, I would have probably been out of there, like, day one. I cannot, like...
Yeah.
Like, and they're not even remotely big
at all.
Like, so I didn't understand, like, the fact that, like, in the past they've told Victoria to lose weight in her belly area. Like, Victoria's tiny. Like,
yeah, and then you wonder why she's struggling. Like, that's the wildest part to me, is when they're wondering, like, why. Like, when they asked the girl that was on the field, they were like, we saw that were you sick during your solo? She's probably fucking nervous. Like, what do you mean?
She's nervous, and also, you know, you're over here, or, like, for Victoria's stamina, they're over here like, oh, we don't think you have the stamina. She probably doesn't have stamina because she doesn't probably intake a lot of calories. I watched her eat watermelon for dinner on the show.
Because of everything that you've said.
Because of all the things that you've said and implanted in her head, now she doesn't want to be fat. Obviously, she's not going to have energy. She's not eating anything. Watermelon has no... It's not going to give you any type of energy. It's literally water. Like, it's...
Yeah. So it's just... It is wild that they're, like, expressing their thoughts when they're creating these scenarios.
Yeah,
so it's like
you created... Like, I just hope that Victoria is doing so well with her life. Like, I wish her the very best. She did not need to prove anything to anyone. She looks like she's... And apparently her ex-boyfriend saw the
documentary?
The documentary, and he posted a TikTok on TikTok, obviously a video on TikTok, and he said that she's just as lovely as she seems on...
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because you know how people usually, like, talk shit?
Yeah.
And he was like, no,
she's nice.
She's nice. And I think she deserves better. I was bawling my eyes out for her.
Yeah, because it's just, like, difficult. And, like...
And when she was the only one...
When they were... I know you're going to cry because you saw... Like, when she was, like, at the birthday... Like, yeah, it made me really sad. Because, like, all the girls could show up for Kelsey's proposal, but they couldn't show up for Victoria. And it just... I don't know. Like, I know they intensified... Because they really focused on her. She was, like, a huge part of it. But, like, it was really sad to watch.
It was so heartbreaking, dude.
No, don't cry.
I'm fine.
No,
I'm an empath.
I know. And it's just, like, I understand wanting perfection because this is what you've built and the brand you've built. But, like, there is a line where you're creating such insecurities in these very young, impressionable women.
So she's 25. Probably 25 now. Yeah. She was celebrating her 24th birthday. Like, she's so young. That's what I'm telling you. I hope she is living her best life. She deserved better.
Apparently trying out for the Rockettes.
Oh my gosh. I hope she makes it. I hope that now, like, she sees herself with so much worth and strength.
Yeah.
Because
she deserves it.
I want that for her.
Yes. Like, I mean, she really did become, like, if whatever... you know, insecurities that she felt from Judy and Kelly, and they obviously, like, Judy did not fucking like her.
No, she
like,
didn't. She just say that. Like, the whole, like, Judy's like, oh, well, I didn't know that you even wanted that. Like,
what Victoria was asking in that last scene of the documentary was like, do you guys want me to come back? I want to feel like you want me here. I want to
feel wanted. And because...
And they would not say it.
And honestly, I'm glad they didn't. Because if not, it would have been another miserable year for her, to be honest with you. Like, she... And if you saw, like, when they would go to, like, see the bus driver at the hospital or do pictures with other people at, like, a center, Victoria was always there.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that she is one that took the initiative. She is one that would go to these extra things. And she probably went the extra mile a lot so they could kind of see the worth in her. And
give her the approval. And they
never did. And you know what? They're fucking lost.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, like, it is sad because even... If people are like, oh, no favoritism or whatever, but, like, at least treat her with a little respect. Like, you've known her your whole life and you can't even treat her with respect. Like, it's wild to me.
It's so wild.
Lastly, Love Island. We're going to speed through this because we are running out of battery. But it's kind of being a dumpster fire, and I'm really excited to see Casa Amor.
I don't even know what Casa Amor is. So, Andrea left. And Rob, and I'm assuming Leah thought that she was going to have another chance with Rob.
Yeah.
And that is not
happening.
And honestly, I feel like I did not appreciate the fact that Leah was kind of like making it seem like she took the backseat on things.
She didn't. Come on now.
I know. I think that she just should have been honest, because if what she wanted was to have another chance with Rob, that's okay. Like it's okay to want that. So I don't know. I'm excited to see what's gonna happen. I feel like it moves so fast.
Yes.
I'm really glad that Nicole picked Kendall. I think that
I love Kendall now.
I love them together, and I think there was a little part where they were just like dancing and they were just like not being focused on. It was just like a little bit on the side, and I was like, I can see them genuinely being together. But I will say this, Aaron, what is up with
He's in love with Rob. I swear he wants to blow Rob or something. Like, relax.
You think so?
Yes, it's giving obsessed. Like, I don't think he likes Kayla like that. Either he's playing the game to win it, or he's like a weirdly obsessed with Rob. It's weird.
And Connor left last night.
Oh yeah, Connor was a little off-putting. I don't have my finger on him.
I didn't like the way he did our girl Janae.
No,
I
Janae's
didn't.
my favorite.
And so I was just like, you know what? I didn't care if he left, but I will say that it was weird that Cassidy picked Rob after she had talked about how like, oh, I see your personality, you know. I'm like, girl, you said when you were like going into the villa that you wanted Rob, and then you try to play it off like you didn't want Rob. Yeah
I think Rob's the villain, but also Leah. Like, they're both the villain.
I think
just
I
differently.
don't like Rob. I just wish Leah would own up, like own the things that she says and does. Like, it's okay if you wanted Rob back. That's the game. That's the game of things. And if you wanted your man back,
say it with your chest.
Say it with your chest. Don't say like, oh, I took the backseat, because then it's what you're saying is like all the other girls made a decision, and like, but then she was like, I took a backseat to their relationship, and I'm like, Leah, girl, like that's not what you meant. That's not what you meant. But I'm excited to see the Casa Amor part of it all, because I don't even know what that is.
You're gonna be like, what the fuck? But I'm not gonna tell you. Also, my top two, Cordell and Janae. You?
Cordell and Janae too. Okay. I didn't like the fact that Serena walked off the dance floor, and I was very upset with her, because I feel like Serena was I felt this is prior to last night's episode. I felt like Serena was using Cordell to and like keep exploring her options and have him as like a backup option. But after last night, I feel like, okay, like maybe she did need to like venture out to know what she had, and her and Cordell make a really nice couple.
Yeah, I'm definitely curious to see how this all pans out.
Me too.
But thank you guys so much for tuning in to our 9th episode of the Morning Chisme. We're so happy that you're here every single week. Morning Chisme podcast on TikTok and Morning Chisme on Instagram. All right, guys. See y'all next week.
See ya.